Hey everybody, this is Sophyce with EBIT Gaming with a new video for you guys. Typically I don't stream or post videos on Remnant 2, but as of lately I just got into this game recently and really enjoying it and decided to make a video on this only because I just haven't seen much about the subject. There are some things you can find on like forums and Reddit, things like that, but in terms of videos, not really much explaining the process, so kind of wanted to give you guys a brief explanation on how to do this. So as the title says, how to level your archetypes or get experience for archetypes easy and fast. So in this video I'll show you how to do that. So let's get on to it real quick. But first off, I'll start off. If you notice, I'm here at Moral Parish and I'm at the back end of the asylum. So in order for you guys to get to this point, you want to roll into a world and complete the first section and beat the first boss as part of the campaign. So when you're re-rolling for your worlds, you can do it in Venture or in your campaign, but you want to roll Moral Parish because that's where you're going to get to the front of the asylum, and at some point you'll reach to the back. So once you make it to the back of the asylum, this is kind of really where you'll be continuously farming for experience. So what you want to do is have the right set of gear. I wouldn't say gear, but the right set of archetypes. And the gear, not that as important as everything else. So armor doesn't matter. Weapons does not matter. Hearts don't matter. Now the archetype should be the Invoker. So if you don't have the Invoker, you really can't do this mod without the Invoker. But I will say that you do not need to have a level 10 Invoker. I was actually able to do this at like a level 4 or 3 or 4 Invoker whenever I figured out how to do this. So, that should be a lot easier. You don't have to get it to level 10 before you do that. But having level 10 will allow you to level your secondary archetype a lot quicker. So if you don't have both a level 10, the experience will be shared between the two. If you have one at 10, then the other one that's leveled up will get all the experience towards it. So as you can see here, I'm going to go ahead and switch over, and I have everything at level 10 except for the Gunslinger. Just a few classes I just haven't really touched upon. So I'll go ahead and jump to the Gunslinger. There's level 0. Doesn't matter what the skills are. The only thing that matters in this case is on the primary skill. So you want Invoker, and you also want Way of Keula. I think that's how you pronounce it. So let's go back to the character inventory. Anything that will help increase shock damage would be helpful in this case. So, I have a couple things that increase shock damage. Not required, but it does save a little bit of extra time. This one does elemental damage and all damage by 7%. And the last one is experience. So anywhere you can spend points for experience is really beneficial in this sense. Also, if you get Mudtooth's Elixir, 15 experience there, 15% experience there. And on the traits, I don't really spend too much outside of skill duration. So you want to max out skill duration if you can. But the most important thing is, I believe, is amplitude. So in this case, the AoE size or the range of your ability. This is how really what's going to make the difference of terms of being able to hit everybody in the asylum in this case. So that's the most important thing. If you have this, you'll be able to do this. Without amplitude, you will not be able to make this trick work. Besides that, everything else is kind of really consequential. Scholar is important for leveling up faster, so I would do Scholar, amplitude, and anything else that you would need to do damage. You don't need skill cooldown. You don't need more health. You don't need mob duration. Really, just Gifted is important, and Amplitude are the two, and then Scholar obviously for leveling up faster. Because with this, you got 15% here, 10% on the ring, and 15% more on the Mudtooth Elixir. So with that being said, you want to get to this point, hit the stone. If you've killed everybody in an asylum already, you want to get back to the building, and you want to face the window. And as you can see, I have my cursor kind of facing towards that front opening on the door through the glass, through the window here. And here you just want to use your ability. Again, you want to use the Way of Keula to do the shock. So I'm gonna activate it. I'm gonna go back, and to give you a little more explanation, the AoE is extending it out to this point. So if you look, see the green line. It's extending it, so it's covering literally the whole asylum. So as you can see, it's hitting everything in the whole asylum. After about 4 or 5 strikes, depending on, you know, if you have extra damage or whatnot, it's gonna kill everything in the asylum. So from here, as you look, you see I get about a quarter experience. At the lower levels, it's gonna go pretty fast, but at some point, it's gonna take 3 of these runs to equal out 1/4 of experience bar. So doing the math, it's about 35 to 40 minutes to go from level 0 to level 10 on any particular archetype, assuming you only have to level 1. So I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to show you a little bit more. So go here, run, and like I said, you have plenty of time to go back to the stone, and then wait for the lightning strikes to stop, and then you're done. So here, you see it just keeps hitting the screen. And at some point, the very last one's going to do a little bit more damage because there's less enemies that the storm is hitting. So in this case, I think this is the last of it. So you'll see like steady numbers, and then all of a sudden you see a spike in damage, and that's when you know you're finished. And obviously there's no more storm. And if you push the start, like now we're at half at level 10. So I'm going to do it here again a couple more times, and I can explain a little bit more. So another thing to note is there's other ways you can do this as well. I've seen people use what is called the Spectral Blade to use this. So there's a Spectral Blade build that you can use, but it does require leveling up a different trait in order for you to use this ability. I found this is a little bit easy, but both are pretty comparable in that sense. So we're going to do it again. Roll back. And the spot that I was standing at, which I'll go back here the 4th time just so I can get to level 1 here, but if you look on the upper right hand corner, see it's gonna level up pretty far, and boom. So I'm 3/4 of the way now, just, you know, explaining the video. So I'm gonna do it one more time and give you a couple more tidbits, and then that's pretty much it. So with that being said, this is the optimal spot to stand on. I've noticed you know, if you stand further away, like I've even tried standing here or anywhere in between, and it doesn't quite reach everybody, and you kind of want to face the front of the building, you know, looking through the back in order for the aura to kind of cover the entire building. So if you don't stand there and put it in that direction, you're gonna miss a few of the mobs and losing out on some experience. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it. As you see here, a couple of strikes, and it's gonna go up to level 1, and boom. See, we got the level 1 gunslinger, and that's pretty much it. That's you know, pretty easy way to farm experience. I am doing this in veteran mode, so you don't need to do it in, you know, hardcore, or not hardcore, sorry, apocalypse or anything, nightmare apocalypse, anything like that. Veteran mode is just as fine. It levels up, you know, just as easily. Even though obviously, as you can see, I've done a lot with the game. I've already beat it in Apocalypse, and I have so much in this account already. So let me know if you have any questions. Feel free to leave any comments. Again, this is Sophyce with EXP Gaming, and thanks for tuning in.